Hello and welcome to J Rock's Babylon. Well, today, everyone, today is a real interesting day. It is February 28th, 2026. And the reason that is so damn interesting, okay, a couple of things. First of all, okay, I'm your host, Jason J Rock Houston. You all know me, of course, from J Rock's Babylon. And I am here to inform you, educate you, and try to do my goddamn best to entertain you. So let's see how all that goes. But the reason today, as I said, is such an interesting day. Okay, it's the final day of February, final day of the month. So I thought, you know what? Let's try to learn as much as we can about the month of February. Okay, what am I talking about? You're probably wondering, this guy's crazy. Well, let me tell you. Okay, um, so here's what I was able to find out. Okay, now this should come as no real surprise. This part of information I'm about reading. February is the second month of the year. Now, okay, well, of course, no duh, right? Well, it's also the one month of the year that has the shortest number of days in the month, only having, of course, 28 days. Now, here's what you may or may not have known that we're going to really kind of educate you on and have some fun with. Okay, um, it also the month of February typically has 28 days, as I said, but it has 29 days in leap year. Now, I kind of got interested and wanted to kind of know what is the reason for all of this. Okay, ever wonder what February actually means, how it got its name? Okay, we're going to get all into that. And that's going to be a really fun part of today's episode. Okay, now, this is what I was also able to learn something. This is a bit of new information to me. It says that in the Northern Hemisphere, February, I guess I'm living in the Northern Hemisphere. It said February is the last month of winter. And in the southern hemisphere, if you live on that part of the world, it's the last month of summer. Wow, wow. I can tell you where I live. Typically, like I mean, today itself, February 28th, 2026, folks, as we sit here recording this, it is one hell of a scorcher hot day. I was able to go on my internet and see that a lot of places, the Los Angeles area where I'm from, are in the mid 90s, and I live in Long Beach, California, to be specific, by the coast. It's not quite that hot, but it's quite a bit hotter than it usually is here by the beach. So everybody stay cool. If you got air condition, if you're able to put on the air condition, maybe go out and catch a good movie to beat the heat. Drink a lot of cold water. Ice water is probably the best. Maybe some ice cream to keep you cool. But of course, many people can't have sugar, but you know what you can and can't eat. So do whatever you have to do to stay cool. But probably the most best and refreshing thing to drink would be a nice ice cold cup of ice water. Me personally, I gave up drinking soda 4 or 5 years ago and never went back. So I used to be a soda freak, but I gave it up, and oh, so glad I did. I really never thought I'd be able to, but I don't even really miss it. And so what I drink a lot these days when I want to stay cool is some nice flavored water. They have those different flavored waters, and that's good to me. That's quite refreshing. It's got just couple calories. So a lot of them have no calories, which is good. No sugar, so that's good too, and it keep you cool. Anyway, so let's get back to the month of February. Okay, this is what else I found out. Now this is where it gets really really interesting. February originally had 28 days, as I said, but 28 is an unlucky number. Um, Many Romans are superstitious, and when millions of years ago, Romans were very superstitious, and this is what it said. It said because of Roman superstition, um, in 45 BC, when Julius Caesar introduced the Julian calendar, leap year was added. Now, here's another thing, as you may or may not know about. leap year. Leap year typically comes every 4 years, folks. Okay, and just think if you were born during a leap year, you only have a birthday every 4 years. So I guess every time your birthday rolls around every 4 years, it's time to elect another president. So man, those poor people that were born in leap year, can you imagine that? Wow, I don't know. That's kind of fun, interesting, funny. But think of you those people. You only have a birthday every 4 years. Wow, wow. I mean, talk about the aging process really kind of speeding up. Um, wow, that's just something kind of interesting to kind of think about. Now, it said that Romans believed, they were so superstitious about this stuff. Um, it said Romans believed that even numbers were associated with death. Okay, and here's where kind of the name February comes from. As I was saying, the name February, folks, comes from the Latin word. Get this, februa, which means purification. Um, After the Rome Purification Festival. What is that? Okay, when I read that, I'm like, what the hell is the Roman Purification Festival? I haven't heard about that, but this must have been before my lifetime. And come to find out, it came millions of years ago. But that's what it said. Okay, the Roman Purification Festival, known as February, focused on cleansing, renewal, preparation for a new year. Like every December we celebrate, New Year's. It's the ending of the old year, start of a new year. People have their New Year's resolutions. Well, this is kind of what the Romans did to try kind of um, to beat their superstitions about these numbers. So you ask, okay, how did the Romans cleanse and purify themselves? Okay, again, a lot of this had to do with silly superstitions, but they would sprinkle salt and roasted grain. They would wash with water. I mean, who doesn't? You get in the shower, you want to cleanse yourself, you want to be clean, you go to work and school or whatever you're going to do for the day. Okay, we all do that, but this is where some of the stuff got started. Animal sacrifices. Don't ask me about that. I really didn't want to know about that, so I didn't look at. But again, people doing these crazy things because of what they think certain numbers mean. Wow. But what they were saying is that the even numbers such as 28, the Romans associated even numbers such as the number 28 with being associated with death, and it's an unlucky number because it's an even number. And they had all this superstition, and so that was the whole reason they created leap year. Okay, well, we can't have a month that has 28 days, so we're going to make leap year, which is every 4 years. Again, it has all to do with the silly superstition. I don't quite get it, but okay. And here's another thing it said. Now, here's some important dates you want to remember in the month of February. February 2nd is Groundhog Day, folks. February 14th, of course, is St. Valentine's Day. February 29th, as we've been talking about, leap year. And we've kind of gone into why they have leap year and those poor people that have a birthday once every 4 years. Wow, can you imagine? Thank God I wasn't born during leap year. Because I tell you, I love celebrating my birthday every year. It's become a big event each and every year, even though I'm 54 years old. People say, oh, you still celebrate your birthday? You still throw yourself a party? Yeah, why the hell not? Something I plan to do until the day I die. So, like they say, like the Bon Jovi song says, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Okay, that's kind of my attitude to all that. Okay, now February 12th is Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Now, of course, everybody knows Abraham Lincoln is the 16th president of the United States. He freed the slaves. But the man gave his life. He was serving as president. He was shot, as we all know, in the Ford's Theater by Mr. John Wilkes Booth. The man gave his life, so he deserves, I think, to be honored every year on his birthday. Of course, the father of our country, George Washington, very first president of the United States. Okay, he was born, of course, on February 22nd, and you can find out a little more about old Honest George, which is a great, funny story. If you go back and watch our President's Day episode. That was a real fun episode we did. And I think you'll get a kick out of it if you go back and watch it. Or maybe you missed it and didn't get a chance to see it. So be sure you go back and watch our President's Day special because it was a lot of fun. And we talked about both Honest Abe and Honest George. And man, came up some great information on those guys for you. So that's another reference point. You guys can go check out that episode that we did on President's Day special. And February, of course, is Black History Month. That's worth mentioning, right, folks? Okay. And finally, just a few more things to wrap this up. Okay. Of course, February, man. Like I was saying, also in the month of February, we it's just so much fun because John Glenn was the first astronaut to orbit the Earth. And this happened on February 2nd, okay? So again, on February 2nd, it said that John Glenn became, 1962, this was February 2nd, 1962. John Glenn, may he rest in peace, passed away a number of years ago, but he was the first astronaut to orbit planet Earth. Can you imagine what an accomplishment that is? Right there, the guy made his mark on the world. He will never be forgotten, and that is kind of what he's tagged with. When you think of John Glenn, oh yeah, that's the first astronaut to orbit the Earth. I bet he had some stories he could tell. Wow. And then of course, John Glenn eventually went on to become a senator for a number of years before he retired and passed away. So there's that. And then February 21st, folks, 1965 was the first civil rights march that took place in Selma, Alabama. And it reached its peak with a lot of arrests and demonstrations. And also on that same day, which of course, again, February 21st, folks, 1965, civil rights leader Malcolm X was shot down, killed in the prime of his life. That sad, sad day. Well, I just, I had this, just in case you guys are wondering, I had this thought today. Hey, today's the last month of February. I started thinking about February. I don't know. I get these crazy thoughts of that. You know what? I wondered what February means. And so I went to my computer and I turned on the internet and it's a question I put in Chat GPT. And I said, give me some information, facts, history on the month of February. And all the stuff I just repeated to you guys is what I was able to learn. And the fun part about this is it really goes to prove the old saying, which is, if you're really an educated person, you try and learn something new every day. Well, I can definitely say that I learned a lot of this stuff for the first time. So I learned quite a few new things. I mean, okay, what did I learn from doing all this research on today's episode? Well, I often wonder what the hell does February. Now I know it's go back to the top of the episode and you'll see what February means. Found out I was kind of wondered what's the point of leap year. Well, I didn't. And what's interesting is it dates back to way before any of us were alive, millions of years ago. I mean, it's talking about Julius Caesar's Romans having certain superstitions about even numbers. Man, stuff I was never aware of. And man, it's fun, So now when I go to a party, and I'm going to go to a party later today, got some fun trivia to share with people that I'm almost guaranteed that if I didn't know this stuff, they don't know it either. So who knows? So thanks for allowing me, guys, to entertain you. This has been Jason J. Rock Houston, and I thank you for tuning in for this latest episode of J. Rock's Babylon on the month of February. And just wanted to say, hey, try to do my best to entertain you, try to educate you, entertain you. That's what we hope to do. Do it in a real fun way, folks. And man, I'm leaving feeling like I learned a whole lot today. Learned a lot of stuff that I just didn't know before. Kind of like going to school, but in a real fun way. Wow, so thanks for watching this. Be sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube page and our Facebook page. That's J Rocks Babylon, and be sure you do that because the only way you're going to be notified of every time we put up a new episode. And we got so much coming in the next week for you guys. So stay tuned, and thanks for checking this out. See you again real soon. Bye for now.